So hey, what's up guys, Rightbox here and welcome to a brand new video on MotoGP 19. So we have come to the end of the season and yeah, 2019 at the end of the season. Marquez has obviously taken the championship this year, and the biggest news of the year probably is that Jorge Lorenzo will be retiring after this Grand Prix, after the Valencian Grand Prix. So very sad news, but obviously he has struggled a bit with injury this year. He struggled with form as well. So since really the end of last season when he got injured, he hasn't been able to refine his form, and obviously decided enough was enough. He's been in the sport 17 years, 5 world championships I believe to his name, a fantastic rider, been at 3 factory top teams as well, Yamaha, Ducati, and then most recently Honda, although he hasn't done too well in the Honda. So that then leaves the door wide open at the full factory Honda team for next year. So who's going to go there? I mean, Zarco, he could be a potential candidate. He's come back in the sport after being booted out from KTM, and now he's on LCR at the minute covering for Nakagami, and then all of a sudden Lorenzo retires and leaves the door wide open, so Zarco could go from 0 to hero in like no time. I mean, could Cal Crutchlow go to that seat as well? I don't know. Miller, I think he's recently just resigned for Pramac, so it could be an interesting one, this whole open seat at the factory Honda team. I mean, you could see someone like well, to me, an obvious choice if they could secure him. I don't know if they could, but what's his name? Quartararo. Could you imagine Quartararo goes to Honda, man? Could you imagine? Yamaha again would lose out big time, but I doubt that would happen. It would be the most obvious choice if they could get him. Or even Marquez's brother. How cool would that be? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get him. We're going to do the final Grand Prix, since, you know, it is this weekend. So let's head into a race. Jorge Lorenzo. We'll start from the back of the grid and we will see where we can come up through the order. So it should be a good one. So let's head down to the grid then. So here we are on the grid then. We're going to be riding as Lorenzo. I'm going to go for the soft tyres, but Dobby's going to be on pole position. So one stat that I'm looking at heading into this race, right, in terms of the Constructors' Championship, Yamaha, and let me get the standings up again because I've accidentally knocked it off. Yamaha and Ducati. Ducati have 302 points in the Constructors, and Yamaha have 301 in the Constructors. And then if you look at the team rankings, Ducati have 432 and Repsol Honda have 430 in the team rankings. So the Petronas Yamaha team have really carried the Yamaha Constructor up. So if it wasn't for Quartararo basically getting those couple of second places, then Yamaha would be struggling in the Constructors. But there was Lorenzo looking very cool. So that's going to be an interesting battle for the Constructors and the Team Championship. So in terms of Constructors, Ducati have wrapped it up, I think. Was it Ducati? Obviously, I keep forgetting what I'm saying now. In terms of Constructors, Honda have wrapped it up, and Ducati have pretty much wrapped up the team. But anyway then, a final race was Jorge Lorenzo. He will surely go down the Hall of Fame in MotoGP. Very controversial, not everybody likes him, but you can't argue with his class. He is such a classy rider. So even though I'm a Rossi fan, I'm not keen on Lorenzo, but I have to respect him. He's such a good rider. And anyway, we're coming to turn number 2. I must say as well, Valencia is my least favourite circuit. I'm not very quick, so I'm not expecting to get too high up the grid, although we're on this Honda, and I do like this Honda from career mode. So it's going to be interesting. As well, I started the Quartararo career mode, something a little bit different. I'm going to do 4 or 5 episodes, see what you guys think, see if you enjoy it. If you want me to carry it on, then I will. But if not, I'll get back to my custom career mode. But I just thought we'd give it a break for a little bit. And I'm really battling with the Aprilia here. We're in it out wide at turn 8. I've got an itchy nose right now. I've itched my nose. I had to pause it to itch my nose, but anyway. We're in a bit wide at turn 11. That cost us time through there. That horrible line we took. Flick it in at turn 12. A little bit too late on the brakes. If you saw the end of my season finale of my career mode, you saw we really did struggle here at Valencia. I just can't seem to get it right. Can't get the braking zones, can't hit the apexes, that sort of thing. So hopefully though on the Honda we can reel it in a little bit. And it's going to be weird not seeing Lorenzo on the grid next year, you know. It really is going to be weird, but hopefully he enjoys his retirement. So we've lost Danny Pedrosa last year. Oh my god, look how wide I'm running. Lost Danny Pedrosa last year. This year, Lorenzo. I mean, is it going to be Valentino next year? Are we losing these great world champions? Obviously, Pedrosa didn't win the championship, but these top riders, who I've been watching for the past 6 years, 7 years since I've been watching MotoGP, but they're now going to be gone. And you got like Marquez, obviously still in his prime, long career left ahead for Marquez unless he injures himself, which wouldn't surprise me if he really does injure himself for one season. Quartararo coming up through the ranks. You got people like Cal. He's going to be soon to retire, surely. I mean, he could go on for another 5 years, do Valentino, but like he's got a kid, he's got a family. So whether he will, be good to see him carry on though. It'd be good to see him on that Repsol Honda, the full factory one. I'd love to see him. I hope he gets it for next year. I mean, if he got it for next year, he could do it for a year or two while Honda really try and pin down who they want to be as a successor for Marquez. I mean, Marquez would love to have Crutchlow as his teammate. If they had someone like Quartararo, Marquez would not be happy. Marquez is their superstar. So we are 1.4 seconds off of Vinales. I really can't close this gap down. The Lorenzo riding style not working for me. I struggle on the brakes in the first sector. Turn 1, turn 2, I really do struggle on the brakes. Don't know what it is. So let's see if we can hunt down Vinales. We've got 7 laps, so we're just coming up to halfway through the race, but still got enough time, I think. We're running really wide at turn 8. That's part of the problem. I can't brake around here. Maybe I need to brake a bit earlier. Slow in, fast out. That's what we need to aim for. 1.4 seconds still is the gap up to Vinales. You know, I actively wasn't thinking coming to this race that Lorenzo was going to retire this year. I thought he'd go another year. But I mean, as soon as I had the notification on my phone from the news to say he's called a press conference, I was like, oh my god, he's going to retire. Really, really obvious. That was a bit better through turn number 1. Still a bit deep at turn 2, but it's a bit better. Need to hunt down Vinales. Maybe we should go on the classic bikes and do a race as Lorenzo at Yamaha. That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool, to be fair. I mean, maybe if he'd have stayed at Ducati for this season, he'd be in a completely different boat. But anyway, enough about Lorenzo and back to this race. We need to try and hunt him down. Maverick Vinales, we're going to have 3 laps left after this one, so still enough time. We just can't break this 1.4 seconds gap we've got to the Yamaha, man. Luckily we haven't got pressure from behind. Bring around the final corner. Pick the bike up again. 132 flat. 1.7 seconds is the gap. Keep going, keep pushing. I'm just trying to hit my apex. There's 1.7 seconds is the gap now to Vinales. Still can't break this little bit of a gap he's got. What's the gap going to be now? Popping a little wheelie. 1.6, we closed in by about a tenth. Just trying to focus. That's why I've gone really quiet. 1.5, we are reeling him in by about a tenth a sector, but then the first sector he pulls it out again. That's my problem, the first sector and that. Don't know what the hell was happening there. Just trying to put the power down on the curbing, but it just didn't want it on the rumble strip. So 32 flat was the previous lap time. 31.8, we've improved by 2 tenths. And I've completely missed the apex again. I should be able to brake there and hit the apex, but not for me. .8. See, we lost it again in the first sector. That mistake running wide cost us. Vinales is being consistent, but he's losing touch with the guys ahead of him. The man, obviously, that replaced Lorenzo at Yamaha is the man we're trying to hunt down. Got a bat behind us, Jesus. And the thing is, right, the disappointing thing as well for Lorenzo, this would be a good result. This would be a good result for this season for him. Watch him go all out of Valencia and like win or something, but I mean, I can't see that happening. Really can't see that happening. 1.9 seconds is the gap. Overheating these tyres, and I'm making a few mistakes now. Pushing a little bit too hard. We're going to be going on to the final lap now, so I really need to defend from the guys behind. I mean, Rabat's right here now. I've just noticed my rear tyre is on fire. It's so hot, and then the front tyre, well, the front and rear are both wearing. I'm going to get a screenshot for the thumbnail though. Alright, then back to the action, tipping it into turn number 1. Just trying to keep these guys at bay. You can see not very late on the brakes to try and make the apex, and we've been mugged off by Rabat and the KTM of Zizako. Can't tell, no, Espargaro, couldn't tell who it was, but we've suddenly dropped from 9th to 11th. Trying to close them in again. Come on, we're on a full factory bike. We can get KTM, and then we can also get Rabat. Let's go. Take a slightly different line, which didn't work out for us because we ended up just popping a huge wheelie. Final lap, I don't want to lose it on the final lap. Last 2 laps we've lost a lot of time, and I think partly down to the fact that the tyres are really starting to wear. I mean, look at Rabat and Espargaro going at it into turn 12. I can't even put down the power properly. Oh, big switch from the rear. You have to be an absolute alien to control this bike, aka Marc Marquez. But anyway, P11, P9 would have been a good result for us, but P11 I'm not too pleased with. Miller's only in P12. Disappointed for him as well. Lorenzo not happy with that performance. A summary of his season probably, but that's been it for this episode, and that has been it for the season. Been a decent year. Quartararo shining through, but in the end it was Marquez dominated this season, so I hope we have an absolute cracker of a finale, and then we'll be back for the brand new season of 2020 next March. So for now, I will see you guys in the next one.